We are marching today to get rid of fascism in this country. Fascism has been increasing in this country. We've been having a rise of right-wing attacks, not only in the United States, but around the world. And I'm here to march in solidarity against fascism, racism, hatred, homophobia, transphobia, and all kinds of racism and discrimination. I'm also marching against ableism, against all forms of discrimination, no matter where they are. As a disabled and trans person, this march is very, very important to me and to all people. I'm also Middle Eastern, and I'm also Jewish. And this march is for all of my brothers and sisters from all around the world who have died who have died for being who they are, for being discriminated against. We are marching to get rid of fascism. It's not just the presidency that have radicalized people on the right. We have also become radicalized. We don't go around and beat people up. We are marching peacefully, as you can see. Don't believe everything you hear on the media, because a lot of that is pure bullshit. We march because we want peace, because we want love to spread. Even if you're full of hate, please open up your heart and see what's really going on around the world. Not what you hear on the news, not what you hear on Fox, not what you hear on Blaze TV, not what you hear on CRTV, because a lot of that is conspiracies. I used to watch Alex Jones, and I used to think he was a leftist. He was a radical racist and a radical fascist. Not even conservative. There's nothing wrong with being conservative. But once you start talking bad about immigrants, once you start talking bad about other people's religions, that's when it becomes unacceptable and it needs to stop. And when you start talking bad about people for their sexuality or for their gender identity, that is unacceptable, and that is what needs to stop. When you start denying people the right to work because of how they express themselves or if they have a disability, that needs to stop, and it needs to stop now. When you go around the world bombing countries and killing innocent civilians, that needs to stop. We are marching against the systematic racism in this country and the racism and fascism that is currently going around the world, because America is exporting it. America has been exporting white supremacism and racism for decades. What happened in New Zealand, it was just unbelievably sad. But that's just one of many racist attacks against Muslims, against Jews, against gays, lesbians, and transgender people. That needs to stop. It needs to stop. It really does. And so does government-sanctioned violence against minorities around the world. The drone strikes have got to stop. The military engagements around the world has got to stop. Because it is wrong. We are doing this to stop what's going on around the world and tell them that it's not okay to be killing people around the world. We're fighting to stop the exploitation of the working class, too. We are fighting to end racism, to end, the segregation that's still going on today. My friend Michael Blecker talked about how people living in NYCHA sometimes don't have access to food and hot water and heat because NYCHA is underfunded, critically underfunded, and very, very disorganized. NYCHA needs better funding and better organization. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.